I remember when I was about 7 years old, we had taken a trip up to the Wisconsin Dells, which was a big vacation spot at the time. It was the end of the vacation, and after a lovely time, we stopped into a souvenir shop where I was given 25 cents to select some item in the store. I looked all around the store and came across a surprise package. When I opened the box, much to my chagrin, it was only a wooden postcard with a dog jumping from rock to rock. Perhaps you can't imagine how disappointed I was when I saw that item and realized that I probably didn't make a good choice. I do believe that my collections have really been an attempt to kind of correct that mistake made early on in life. When I think about how I started collecting, I realize that it's divided up into really two parts. The first part being before my marriage, when I began to just start collecting things kind of unconsciously. We had some water problems in our basement one time as a boy and lost a lot of family things, so I kind of put some special emphasis on the idea of having mementos from the past. And then I got married. We were only youngsters at that time, 21 she was, Maureen, and I was only about 23. And we went to New Orleans. We had a hell of a good time, and then I began to start collecting things. Bourbon Street sign, glasses from some of the different places that we visited. And that's when I began to start thinking, maybe I'll just build a collection of these types of things. And then every time we did something memorable after that, I would just kind of keep some memento from that type of trip. And it's developed into a whole kind of career. And here, just a whole collection of knives from a different time, and just kind of collect them. Got them at different sales. This one, the sheath is in here somewhere, but this was the first one that I ever bought with my own money. It really felt very cool. And all the way back to the last one that Maureen bought. This is what would be called a dirk, and that's a Scottish word, I guess, and it comes from that. Every Scotsman, when he wore his kilt, he also had high socks on, and he would wear it in the top of the socks. And that was where he would have his dagger to protect himself. And then somewhere along the line, they were just kind of collecting lighters that had different names. But just a whole bunch of ones from different ones. New Orleans. This isn't from our honeymoon, but we were back there many different times. Key West, great place to be. Even got a Blackhawk one. I think they're going to have to change their name pretty soon. Had a bunch of cigar boxes years ago that I had, but people had written on them numbers and what they were on, 401 and stuff like that. And I always thought it kind of ruined the cigar box look, so I decided to keep mine plain. But it has been kind of a pain in the neck when you have to open up every one of them to see what's in it. So I'm getting there. We'll have them all marked after not too long from now. So I'm enjoying it. Maureen, who happens to be my wife, I think she would agree with me. We've been blessed in our life, with the exception of one day. We have two boys, our older son Daniel, a younger son Seamus. Daniel tragically died at 25 years ago. Interesting that we're doing this because this is his 25th anniversary. He would have been 51 this year I was the same age when he died. So it's kind of an interesting set of information. Daniel was a big music lover. He loved everything from Beethoven to the Grateful Dead. He loved it all. And I remember giving his eulogy, and the opening line to the eulogy was the words from one of the Grateful Dead songs that was called Truckin'.
And it started off, the last line was, "What a long, strange trip it's been." And it had been. And I remember ending up with the last line of the eulogy being a song that Seamus had turned me on to by Jimmy Buffett. And it was talking about another fellow who was, who had led a Jehovian life. And the words were, some of it was magic and some of it was tragic. And I had a good life just the same. And that's what Daniel believed, and I've been trying to move into that also and let go of those worries and we can recognize that what's going to happen, and worrying isn't going to help it. So it's made me feel, it's helped me a whole lot over the last 25 years.
We've been talking about how my collection might have been an attempt to correct an incident that happened earlier in life, around that postcard collection that I was so disappointed about. But it doesn't seem that unlimited collecting has been the solution to that. It seems rather that the correction came maybe 25 years ago, with the death of my son, when I realized that the pain and suffering that I felt over that postcard collection many years ago couldn't hold a candle to the feeling of the loss of a child. And from that point on, my collecting took on a completely different feel. It was things that I was enjoying to collect. Not that I didn't enjoy before, but it took on a different feeling that this was something that was a little bit more fun. It just had a completely different feeling than I had had before when I was collecting. So I believe that the unlimited collection still may go on. I'm certainly enjoying it, but it has taken a different focus, and I believe that the correction has already been made.